feel overwhelmed, you feel stressed, what do you do to cope? Take a break. Sing. Pray. That's a good way to cope. But the Lord hears us. I don't understand what we're going through, but the Lord knows and understands everything that we're going through. And the Bible verse said that we should not be anxious about everything, but we should bring everything to God in prayer. So yeah, prayer is good. No, every aspect, because most of them are graduated. But before, normally we have 2 trips a year. So we do the early part of the year birthdays, and we do the ending part of the year birthdays. So we have 2 trips. We just relax. And enjoy ourselves. I'm not sure what's going to happen this year because everybody else said my grade, but we'll see what happens. And it's good to talk. For me, I remember once when my sister died, and I was up and down and helping everybody and making sure that everybody all right. And my mother, so she was sick for the whole day. When I went to my nephew's school, he never had his grandfather and grandmother, and me who got excited. I just want to have a time because it was his mother that died. He left his mother in the morning, went to school, was taken a call at school that his mother died. And that was there. And then in the night after everything was over and I had to drive back the person who accompanied me home. I came home and I just called one of my friends on the phone and I just cried. The person just listened to me cry over the phone. Not saying anything, but just listening to me cry on the phone. And that helped me. And then the next day now the person called and said, "You're feeling better now that you have cried yourself to sleep." And I did feel better. I just didn't manage to go to work the next day now, but I was feeling better. So mental health problem affects everyone. Everybody, children, adults, everybody. And children do have mental health problems too. We get a lot of those on the ward, of children on our ward. So the coping, I don't know if it's because for 2 years the children were at home and they had to be going to online school. And then all of a sudden the school just opened. And you don't know what to expect that we've had a lot of children coming to hospital with issues. I don't know what it is, but we've had a lot of children and teenagers that have been affected by COVID. So we all face mental health challenges. Some are not serious, others may be a sign of a serious mental health issue. When life challenges seem too big to cope, sometimes you have to take a step back. You have to just step back and just breathe. Just breathe and maybe walk and say, all right, you can't face the situation right now, you're not sure how to do it, but just take a step back and see how you can look at the situation differently. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. Because all of us get overwhelmed. We all do get overwhelmed. But it's how you manage the feeling of overwhelm that becomes the problem. So I mentioned before, when someone you know is overwhelmed, it's best to just listen to them. So if somebody comes to you and somebody's confident enough in you to just to talk to you, just listen. And when you listen to a person, you have to hear what it is that they're saying and you have to hear what they're not saying. So you have to watch the body language and you have to watch how they behave. So active listening becomes very important when you are helping somebody. So 10 things to do for your mental health. Value yourself. I think we take care of everybody else, and sometimes we neglect to take care of ourselves. So if we get so we need to take care of us, and we do everything for everybody. I will keep saying yes, I will say yes, I will say yes, I will say yes. And there's no time to call, and there's no time for you. But if you don't take care of you, you don't take care of you, how are you going to help everybody else? Because guess what? You are going to have high blood pressure if you don't take time for yourself and just relax. You are going to be burnt out if you don't know how to just, breathe. Take a 5 minutes or 10 minutes. If you don't know how to say no. Yes, sometimes it's so hard to say no. It's hard to say no. Especially when you know you want to help, but sometimes it's beyond your control and there's nothing that you can do. So sometimes you just have to say no. And you have to be kind to yourself. I remember doing a presentation at church and it was taking care of me. And we're talking about sometimes you have to be selfish and say, no, you have to take care of yourself. And somebody said they went on vacation. And she said, remember when she go on vacation, she shopped with everybody else. And she remember she never looked for herself and she shopped with everybody else. I'm sure we're all guilty of that. And this time she went and she said, no, she's shopping for her. And she's taking, even one day shopping trip, she's taking care of her. It's not that she being neglectful of everybody, but she always take care of everybody else. But this time around, she ensures that she have a day of shopping just for her. Yes. Take care of your body. Eat nutritious meals. How much of us eat nutritious? Eat healthy. How much of us eat healthy? Try. Because I heard that eating healthy is expensive, and it is true. Because fruits and vegetables are very expensive. And sometimes it is so hard to get them, especially if they're not in season. Drink plenty of water. Try to drink plenty of water. So what do you drink? What do you drink? Do you prefer the juice than water? Why? Mm-hmm. Mm. Yes. Well, at least you try. At least you're honest. I say you try. For me, if I'm thirsty, I have to drink water. No matter how much juice I think I can drink, I have to find a bottle of water and get some water and drink, because my thirst will never be quenched. And we spoke about exercises before, which a lot of us don't do. But exercises actually helps, to decrease depression, anxiety, and it improves our mood. Because when you exercise, you actually can think and focus, especially early in the morning when you run. You are able to focus right through the day. And we spoke about getting enough sleep. Surround yourself with good people. Positive people. Because you have some people, they don't have nothing positive to say. They don't have nothing positive to say. And if you're always around this negative person, then after a while, they just kill your mood. Yes, and you're going to always feel depressed if you're around people who don't have nothing positive. But you have persons who have nothing positive to say. So you surround yourself with persons who are going to take up the phone and call and check up on you. Persons who might just stop by and just check on you just to ensure that you're all right. Persons who can just call and say, no, you popped up in my mind today and I'm thinking of you. I just want to know that you are okay. And they're not expecting nothing in return. So people with strong family or social connection are generally healthier than those who lack social network. So it's good to have friends, and I mean good friends. Friends who will be there for you no matter what you're going through. Friends who they not expect. Well, you have some friends that they just take and they just take and they just take. And you have some friends are there and they're just there for you. They're just there because they're your friends. No strings attached. Learn how to deal with stress. Stress is a normal part of life, because guess what? The bills don't stop, because every month you have a bill to pay. They're not going anywhere, you have to pay the bill. You have persons who get stressed by moving. I don't like moving because moving entails packing, and I think I hate that so much. Right. So you have different stressors. People have different stressors, but find positive ways to deal with stress. Quiet your mind. What do you do to quiet your mind? What do you do to quiet your mind? Watch a nice movie. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the painting before. It? Right. Sleep and pray. Sometimes you just have to just lock yourself away and just focus on God. Because if you focus on all of the problems, you're going to have high blood pressure. And all the stresses, you're going to get sick. So sometimes it's good to just, lock away yourself and just focus on God and thank Him for His goodness. And it's always important to be thankful. Yes, we know that everything in life is not perfect and you're going to have issues, but there must be something that you are thankful and grateful for. There must be something that you're grateful for, despite everything else. Yes, we're alive. You might not have a lot of money, but you're alive. So you're alive. You're not sick and in the hospital and you have nurses and doctors coming to tend to you. You have to be getting injection and somebody have to be assisting. You are alive. You can breathe. You can move. There's always something to be thankful for in the midst of everything. There's always something to be thankful for. And we mentioned before, get help if you need it. So seeking a help is not a sign of weakness. It's a strength, because there are some things that you just can't do on your own and you need somebody to help you through it. And remember that treatment is effective. So yes, but ask for help if you need it and get the help that you need. You know, when was the last time you had a good laugh at yourself? When was the last time you laughed at yourself? That is good. That is good. That is so good. It is good. So laughter is a good medication, and it helps to relieve stress, and it relieves all of those. So, you know, it's good to just laugh at yourself. Not laughing at somebody else, you know, but you're laughing at yourself. Because when you remember that you did something wrong, or remember that you did something stupid, you know, and you say, really, that was me? I can't believe that I did all of that. And you're just laughing at yourself. You don't need nobody to laugh. You're just thinking about what you did, and you're just laughing. So it's important to start the day right. So you wake up early. I don't know how much of us wake up early. I know that it's holiday. We kind of sleep later in bed. It happens. Smile and think of something positive. Drink a glass of water. Do a stretch routine. Eat a healthy breakfast. Any questions? That's the end of my presentation. I think there is one. I think there is one. Nurse Griffith, help me out on this one. There's one, right? No, I know you don't have it, but right. It's online. Oh, okay. Okay. What's the name of that one? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. But you can answer yes at the time, you know, but you're really not depressed, you need help. But at the time you're going through something, and the answer that you give is the best answer at that time. As I said, seek help. You just seek help if you need it. Any more questions? Or do you know when your children are stressed? Is your child normally a social person, and your child participates in activities? I'm just asking, do you have a child that is withdrawn, that is normal in the room, or do you have a child that will come and occasionally ask to help with things, or come and just talk to you? So if you have a child that is that kind of child, and then all of a sudden you notice that the child just gone, locking themselves in the room, they're aggressive, they're not talking with anybody else, then that might be something that you need to check out. So you notice a drastic change in your child. Whether it is what they have done or how they eat, whether they're eating too much or they're eating too little, or they don't have any time for anybody, then that might be something that you need to check out. And sometimes they cut themselves too, based on what they're doing. So, you know, you just have to be observant. So anything that you notice that's a drastic change from how your child used to behave, that is something that you need to check out. People always say, I don't know how, but I'm sure all of us does that. I'm not sure when it becomes abnormal, but I'm sure that all of us talk to ourselves. So I'm not sure how to answer that one. When I say, as in very loudly, well, I guess that would be the abnormal part of it. Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, that one is severe. Mhm. Mhm. I think that is different. I think that is different. I think that is different. Right. Yes. I think that is different. But when it becomes abnormal, as I said, you're talking to yourself very loudly and somebody else hearing you, and you say, no, but I'm talking to that person. You don't see the person. Yeah. True. It happens. It does happen. There's a question. In what space? In what space? In what space? Mhm, 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 mhm. No, that's why I ask you what space. That's why I ask you what space you are comfortable doing that in. Your husband got knock on the door and says, all right. Oh, he's not here. It happens. It's just how we deal with things. It's just, I think that is normal. And it is therapeutic because I'm coming to you. Because you are going over in your mind what just happened and you never expect that answer from him. So you're trying to why you that answer. I don't think that that's what you're doing. You're going over in your mind and trying to fully understand what it is. Why is it that he gave you that response? Oh. But not loud enough for somebody else to hear. Mhm. Mhm. Yes, you have to, but then before you can do the referral, you have to try and see if you can have a communication with the person. And communicating with the person is not, you're not going to attack the person and say that you're not supposed to behave that way. You're going to reach the person, find something. Say, for example, the person love, I'm just going to use football as an example. The person love football, and you will not understand nothing about football. But you don't say person love football, and you say, all right, I know that you love football, and I would be interested in learning about football. And that's a way to start the conversation, because you're trying to understand what it is that the person loves, and you start from there. And the person talk about football, and the person explain whatever they need to explain about football. And then they say, you can, gently bring something else and say, I noticed this happening with you, and you use your I statement. And maybe from there, because you had opened up, you started getting the person to open up, so you can use that. They're coming to you. Getting them to hospital now is a different issue, because when people hear about hospital, something gone wrong. And so that is where you're going to have the challenge. Because most people, when they think, say, yes, if you have an issue, persons have an issue and to come to hospital to get the medication, they must say, but then my church sister work at hospital, and then she gonna know, say, this happened to me, and she gonna say me come a hospital because of this, and she gonna know, say, me see the mad doctor or the psychiatrist. And no, sir, I don't see me why my sister know that, my church sister know that, because then the whole church are gonna know, say, me to the hospital and me to get injection, and that might not necessarily be the case. But you see, when it comes to hospital, that is how persons think. Right. So you just start with what the person loves. So if it's gardening, the person loves, so you don't have a green thumb, you just go there and you try to make the person explain to you, and then gently you bringing that you've noticed that the person is not behaving how they would normally behave. You had a question? If that is possible, because that is not always possible with person that have mental illness, if that is possible. Because some persons with mental illness, they really have no family support. They don't have any support. No, but sometimes the friends don't even know, because they're not observant to know that you're behaving differently or something drastically has gone wrong. Sometimes they're not observant. No, but that can work too. If you are a friend, I mean, a genuine friend who notices, say, this is abnormal behavior, then yes. But if you're a friend that is just in the relationship for what you can get, and you're not a genuine friend, you're not going to notice that change. So it all depends too. It depends. So I can say that I'm your friend, but I'm your friend and somebody died for you, and I didn't even realize that you're not dealing well with this death, and when I realize it affects you so much that maybe you just need a little help. Maybe you don't need to go to hospital, but you just need somebody there. Somebody who will just sit down and not say anything and just be with you. Maybe I'm not that observant friend. Maybe I'm the friend, yes, me need some money to borrow me, I come to you because I know say go lend me money. Maybe I'm not the friend that is so observant to know that you're really stressed out by this death and you really could have used a helping hand. Maybe I'm not that friend. So it depends. Mm-hmm. But if you're an observant person, you're going to know the person withdrawing. So yes, the person withdrawing, you're not going to force yourself on the person, but you're just trying to reach the person. Because you notice this has been happening gradually, the person doesn't enjoy it and they not enjoy. So you have to find a way to reach that person. Yes, they're not gonna lie. Yes, they will get angry, because that's what persons do. Especially when you're trying to just push people away, persons will do that. Yes. And you know how to push without. Mhm. And yes, they will reject you at first, but you have to the person. So when they say no and then push you away, you're still going to have that be that person that is still there, that gently pushing. Because they will reject you at first. They will reject the help at first. Most times, most times, if it becomes, OCD, because this has the phone has to be like this, and if you put the phone here, it says a problem, and yeah. So if it becomes overly where the person doing things over and over, and things have to be perfect, and yes, yes, that's a mental health. So depression, there's anxiety, there's post-traumatic stress, there's bipolar, so there's all of those mental health challenges. There's all of those mental health challenges. Schizophrenia, which is the most popular one that we've seen among our young men now, it is very popular. ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder, is a mental illness. Anxiety or panic disorder, autism spectrum disorder, bipolar disorder, depression, you have eating disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder, they have so much more. But the one that we see commonly among the young men nowadays is schizophrenia. The definition for mental health? No, I was not the one that gave mental health definition. I had a definition for the World Health Organization definition you want for mental health. I can repeat what I said, but I was looking for the World Health Organizational one. Where is it? Nurse Griffiths was the one. Remind us about what you said, Nurse Griffiths. Right. So so, right. So it was health that you gave. So mental health is a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope with stresses of life, realize their abilities, learn well and work well, and contribute to their communities. So it encompasses the social, emotional, psychological, all of those things. If you are low on which of, so if you were normally a person that is outgoing, and all of a sudden you're just very withdrawn. You don't want to see nobody, right? Then might be something that you need to check on. If you are not normally an aggressive person, all of a sudden everything is you're so aggressive and you want to fight, that might be something that you might need to check out. You're very anxious about situation. I mean, anxious to the point where you don't think you want to come out of your house because say accident might happen. They say maybe you're in an accident and you're just so afraid to come out of the house. Can you say if you come out of the house, maybe you're gonna have an accident again and maybe you're gonna die. Maybe that's something that you need to check out. I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. No, I wouldn't say that is a mental health issue because I don't watch the news. Because guess what? I'm already traumatized at work. I don't think I need to go home and re-traumatize myself, so I don't watch the news. That is for me, yes, and it might be for her too. I don't watch the news. You still watch it? You still know what is happening. For me, I know what is happening, but I can't sit down and watch the news. Like, I know it's 7 o'clock, I know that this news is coming out. That's not me. That's not. Mm-hmm. Right. But I don't intentionally go home and watch the news. No. Especially when COVID, the last 2 years with COVID and all you're hearing about is COVID and all the negative things. And it was so overwhelming. It was so overwhelming. It was so overwhelming. No. Yes, you do have some people that only listen to the religious. But you see, especially if you have teenage children, I'm not saying that you're going to sit down and listen to the music that you're listening to, but you have to know what it is that they are listening to. Because yes, they come to church, but it don't mean that they're listening to religious music. So especially if you have teenagers and children, you have to know what it is that they are listening to. Because a lot of them are listening to a lot of things that don't make no sense, but that's what they're drawn to. You see, this generation, they have the internet at their fingertips. So if you think that you're not telling them something, they just need to go on the internet or they just ask their friends. Persons who? I don't know how they do it and then they re-traumatize you because they post it on Facebook or they send it to you in WhatsApp. I don't know how persons do it. They don't know how they do it. It does not mean that they have a mental illness. It's just that we've become so social media friendly that everything has to go on social media. So it don't mean that they have a mental illness. It just means that, everybody needs to know so the accident happened down the road and how many people died. And you need to keep posting this and reposting it. Not knowing that you are re-traumatizing the family members of these persons. So everything has to be shared. You realize if you're eating something, you have to take a picture of what you're eating and post it on Facebook or Instagram or so. Yes. So we have to share everything. That is where we're at now. We share everything. And it is easier to take up your phone and take a picture of an accident than take up somebody who is in an accident and rush them to the hospital. No. You have to take one video first and then post it before you help the person. That is where we're at now. That is where the world is at now. Sad. So you see, you don't have to watch the news to hear what's going on, because guess what? You're going to get it on Facebook, you're going to get it on Instagram, you're going to get it on TikTok, whichever one of those medias, you're going to get it on it. If I don't have, but that's where we're at now. It don't mean that it's a good thing, but that's where we're at now. So I think that you are judgmental, necessarily means that that's the case. And me don't like how you treat me. So instead of saying something to you, I'm gonna just post you and say, say, we go to hospital and I saw they treat me. And Even though that's not the case, but you have to hear your side of the story, which person are not going to hear the other side. So you just hear you say, well, make a protest, I'm going to make everybody know, say, we go to hospital, and some Miss Wilby treat me, and some Miss Wilby talk to me. And you never even stop to say, why is that Miss Wilby had to talk to you this way? You just said, no, sir. I don't want to hear your side of the story. I don't want to hear what happened. I don't want no explanation. And so she treat me, and so she talk to me, I go post it, and then I have to add my little piece to it, because we can't make it all seem nice and all of that. I have to make it seem like so she never treat me right. So we are in the age of posting. We post everything. And it's mostly dissatisfaction. So most of the things that are posted, it is negative things. Yeah, and protesting too. A lot of that is going on too. Yes. And the MSMs are protesting because they say we're judgmental and we're treating them unfairly. That's where we're at. That is where we're at. Because I went to a workshop and they asked us, how would you treat an MSM? And we said, just like everybody else, because if you come to hospital, then you register, go customer service, nurse, register. And they said, no, they get upset and also they're not supposed to be treated like that. They're supposed to get special attention. You can't come to hospital and you get special attention. You have to wait just like everybody else. But that's where we're at. And it's so easier to just protest and say, you know, say, this never happened, or me never get treated good, or me never like this. And I'm going to make everybody know, say, me never like it. So. And what we're supposed to be protesting about, we're not protesting about. Because the roads need to be fixed. How much protest is going on about the roads needing to be fixed? None. And there's not, I don't know, apart from the highways, everywhere that you drive, there's a bad road. Maybe, maybe not. But the person just negative. And they can't find anything positive about you. So yes, they have to keep attacking you because maybe too, they are jealous of you. And that is their way of, you know, getting your attention because they're jealous of you and never think, say, so you just bought a new car and never say, but me and your friend long time and me I work the same job. Or you are afford to buy one car and me can buy one car. So me going to attack you because maybe you're there to a drugs man. Or maybe you get money illegally, and that's why you get to afford the car, because there's no way you cannot get the same salary. Work at the same place and you can afford the vehicle and me can afford it. And persons don't look that. You went and you got a loan and you were able to purchase your vehicle or something like that. No, you're a bad man and I'm going to change your character and say negative things about you because you must be doing something wrong for that to happen. It's a person mental bad man. It might be just very bad man. No means a person have a mental issue, then just bad man. If no, but it doesn't mean a person man. It just means that the person have bad mind. Yes, eventually they will have a mental illness, but at that time it don't mean that they have a mental illness. They just bad man you for no apparent reason. They just bad man you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. And it should be mine. The car that you bought should be mine. I shouldn't you have it. I mean, should I have it? Mm-hmm. And sad enough, that is where the world is going. We care more about ourselves than anybody else. And nobody else should have something nicer than me. So you can't have a nicer car than me. Me I go bad man you because I mean should have that the car than not you. Hmm? No, that's important. But it affects you because you have to drive in a taxi, you might not drive your own vehicle. You have to drive in a taxi. Yeah, but a lot of times too, people just have bad mind. And they love attention, as you say. Attention. What? Bad man? I don't think there's a diagnosis for bad man. I don't think there's a diagnosis for bad man. But it happens. I don't think there's one for bad man. Because how do you diagnose somebody that is bad man? How do you diagnose them? It could be a. It could be. It could be. Mm-hmm. True, true, but what diagnosis are you going to give that person? Well, it might, it might fall under another diagnosis. It might fall under another diagnosis. So it might not be bad man. It might just be fall under maybe they say schizophrenia. You have some behavioral problems, or your attention seeking. So it's not going to be diagnosed as bad man. They're going to give it another name. They're going to give it another name. Yes. I'm not sure how to answer that question. Can somebody help me with that? The question is, do you think that bad man is a sign of weakness? Weakness. So you see, somebody else answered you. So maybe we could answer it, but somebody else answered you. So. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Or you just go abandon them at hospital. No, it happens. So if you cannot do that, they just come and leave them at hospital and say, oh, I'm just a community person. I don't know this person. And when you finally investigate and find out, you say, I cannot keep him because there's no space. But after the person build their house and all that, but yes, that's the reality. And that's why we have so many abandoned cases at hospital. That's ignorance. Mm-hmm. 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 When you're not looking at that, and we should treat people how we would want to be treated. If yes, but people don't read. They don't read. And you could go with a loudspeaker and you would talk and you would talk and you would talk. They still don't want to hear what I say. We still have to try. We still have to try. True. Elders. Mhm. But you have it on the other hand too. You have the old persons who really don't want no help. Mhm. So at least somebody helps you. But you have the people that laughed at you. There are still good people around, despite all the bad that is happening. There are still some good persons around. Train up a child in the way it should go. Yes. So it was my pleasure being here, and I enjoyed making this presentation to you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Praise the Lord, everyone. What a session. It was such a timely session. I'm going to ask Sister Nelite in a little while to just thank the guest speaker. But before I do, just to see if you were listening, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. I want one boy and one girl to answer first. Give me one of the early signs of mental illness. Tabiel? Self-isolation, that's correct. One boy now? Yes. Pardon me? Aggressiveness. Okay, yes. So I have a pack of peanuts for you, or do you want a lunch today? What do you want? What do you want? Lunch? All right. All right. Fine. All right. So we continue now. We need two female to answer. Continue. Early signs, not what they said. Other early signs of mental illness. No, they're not going to get lunch. That is no, that was not one of the early signs. Two female adults. Yeah. The one that was mentioned. All right. Is there Sister Kemisha? One more early sign. And other early signs: overeating or not eating, oversleeping or not sleeping, things like that. You don't enjoy things that you used to do. All right. If you're a social person, you withdraw. If you are usually an active person, or a person that is quiet, become very talkative. All right. For the males, no, I won't leave you out. For the males now, hope you were listening. She mentioned 10 things that we should do to maintain our mental health. You just have to tell me one male. Well, the male adult. Right, take care of yourself by drinking a lot of water. All right. You have a choice of mask with vitamin C or vitamin C with a bookmark. All right. Oh, the upstairs. All right. What did you say, Javan? Be careful. You want a vitamin C and a bookmark, or you want the peanuts? All right. I just want to thank you all for being here, and I now invite Sister Nelit to give the official thanks to our guest speaker.
This will be if I could just have you up here with me. Yes, ma'am. On behalf of the Mount Zion Apostolic family, I just want to thank you. We just want to thank you for taking time out to spend with us dealing with mental health issue. You have imparted so much to us that I'm sure that we can use and share with others. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So in the beginning, I did not thank our praise and worship team, Sister Tabiel and Sister Johnson, for opening for us. And Sister Mendez did the prayer, and Sister Kemisha, she introduced the guest speaker. So thank you all for this session. Thank you all. So now we are going to break. It's lunchtime. So you can go and have your lunch and refresh for the other session. The marriage and adult session will be in this room. And for the youth, they will be up at Children's Church. Okay, and that session starts at 12:30. All right, so thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to ask. All right. The praise and worship, we didn't get a chance to do it because we had to put on the guest speaker because she waited for over an hour. So we could have a few praise and worship songs and close off in prayer. So Miss Newby, thank you. Praise and worship team, come. And then we close in prayer until it's ready. Praise and worship team, Sister Tapia, Sister Johnson, Sister Arwa.
Bless the Lord. Praise God. All hail King Jesus. All hail Emmanuel. King of kings and Lord of lords, the bright morning star. And throughout eternity, I'm gonna praise Him, and forevermore I shall reign with Him. All hail King Jesus. All hail Emmanuel.
of kings and Lord of lords, the bright morning star. And throughout eternity, I'm gonna praise Him, and forevermore I shall reign with Him. Oh, all hail King Jesus, all hail Emmanuel, King of kings and Lord of lords, the bright morning star. And throughout eternity, I'm gonna praise Him, and forevermore I shall reign with Him.